So, Daredevil, episode 6.
Okay.
Season 2, episode 6. This is interesting. This is interesting and challenging.
Especially the start.
Yeah.
Because it is a blended child that belongs to Jessica Jones, which makes me think
it's Luke Cage.
It's Luke Cage's
Well,
kid.
I can verify this. I'm coming in here. Citation needed. Here comes the citation fairy. Citation needed. Danny Cage is Luke and Jessica's daughter. Danny Cage canonically is born when they're both part of the New Avengers. She's named after Danny Rand because they were close. Iron Fist and Luke Cage, you might have heard of it. Danny Cage is a character in the Marvel Universe. When this child showed up, I was like, is that Danny Cage?
Yeah.
It is. It is Danny Cage.
It absolutely is.
Her name's Danielle. It's Danny Cage.
Yeah.
It's Danny Cage.
But I mean, just the fact that it's a blended child, it's like there's no way that's not
and
the only person they really show her bumping boots with is Luke Cage.
We get some like little hints that come in of apparently the government came to some of the Defenders, maybe during the snap, maybe after, maybe before. Who the fuck knows with this stupid fucking cockamamie timeline? But apparently the U.S. government came to some of the Defenders and offered them work, and it sounds like Luke took the jobs. Now, is that fallout from him running the club in Harlem where he had to make some kind of deal because he was running this illicit club? I don't know, maybe. But it looks like there have been moving and shaking. Jessica no longer lives in the Lower East Side.
Nope.
She moved all the way up
suburbs.
to the Westchester region. Yep. And it's just like, okay, we are finally getting some of those pieces that you and I have been just angrily clanking our cans against the prison walls, being like, feed us, give us something.
But that's the thing that's frustrating about this episode, is the way it started got me excited.
Yeah.
I was like, is this the episode I've been waiting for?
Yeah. Kind of, and then kind of not. There's moments. It goes up and down. Because what happens right after that scene is we go back to the hospital, and it's Kingpin in the hospital. And what did we say? The doctor should die.
Yes.
And what did I say? I said he should at least kill the doctor who was talking to him.
Yes.
And what does he do? He
kills
hugs him
the
to
doctor.
death. And it's just like, okay, so we are on the right. Maybe our pacing is off, right? I would have had that at the end of the last episode, not the beginning of this episode. So our pacing is off, but at least we're hitting the tent poles.
Yes.
That's what's important. And then there's Heather and Buck. And then there's baby Gandolfini's birthday. And then there's baby Gandolfini's drunk mom. And then there's the BB report. And you're just like, oh, God, we were doing so well.
But then, getting back to my excitement with the Jessica Jones part of it. Then she goes into the city.
Yeah, she
meets up with
finds
Daredevil.
Horns,
and they go to destroy the weapons.
Oh, that's good.
And that's great, except
they do the thing.
Oh, shit, her powers fluctuate.
Ever since she had her baby, her powers are all over the place. There's no doctor for all of this.
And then,
that is not canonical, I want to note, at least not in my readings. I've never seen that moment where Jess is suddenly like, I can't do it,
and this isn't Spider-Man 2
no.
either. And then Jessica Jones disappears.
Yeah.
She's not in the rest of the fucking episode. I'm like, wait a second.
And then she's gone.
You have been setting up this Jessica Jones tease since the beginning of the first season, where it's like, oh, we're going to have these people. And then the end of the first season, you're like, oh, Jessica Jones is going to be in this.
Except she wasn't in the bar.
No, but then she's in it for like fucking 3 minutes.
She was in it for 3 minutes, and it was a great 3 minutes. And then it had a very lackluster ending because she's going to kill, what's-his-face, John Wayne over here. And, we can't lose him. We can't lose him.
So she loses her
powers. And then he overpowers her. And I'm like, this guy gets to overpower Jessica Jones. You couldn't come up with a different way to write in that she had to leave or something happened.
So fucking
mad.
At
least put him in a mech suit or something like it's fucking Aliens. Like, give me something. That you definitely have mech suits for loading and unloading shit.
Even if they would have used this as a Kingpin had given him like a superhero, super soldier serum or something, and that she didn't lose her powers. He just is a powered individual that they're not talking about.
And we didn't know that until this moment.
That would have been better.
Yeah.
But no, she loses
You're not
her
the
powers,
only one
and
on
then
the
she
juice.
fucking disappears.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
She hits a few guys with a door. There's some great moments. She chucks some people around. I love it.
But I'll be honest, even some of the editing in the fight wasn't great.
It was slow.
There were some issues, and there were some jumps, cuts, and stuff that I wasn't...
There were moments that I like and moments I didn't like.
Like when it's as noticeable to where I'm like, then you...
That's janky. Wrong. That's janky. That's janky. Off. That doesn't feel right.
Oh, fuck.
No, I agree. This episode is like... for every great moment, there's a bad moment, which is
Yes.
a better breakout than what we had been experiencing, which is that you would have these, medium, bad, great, bad, medium, bad,
Yes.
bad, decent. And it's just like, okay, all right, okay, and there was a lot of in the last few episodes. And then here, there's a more fair distribution of to but there's still a lot of all the stuff on Staten Island. I was just like, this is a thing, okay. The whole thing with the wake was fine because it took so little time.
Yeah, but I hated the whole Heather's going in her room, and then she takes that ring.
I'm so tired of Heather.
Like, what's with the ring?
She signed her death warrant when she did that, because I think they're earrings. I think she grabbed a pair of earrings or something, and she's going to wear it, and the Kingpin's going to see her wearing it, and he's going to kill her.
But at first I'm like, is that like a bug or something? Was she working for somebody against the Kingpin, and that was her way to
No, she just wanted to remember Vanessa.
But like that
because she was so close to Vanessa in all of the 2 scenes that we saw them together.
The whole scene was terrible. And then when Butch comes in, I was just like,
so this is just a waste of our time. She starts choking Buck like it's a thing to do. They're doing like this weird therapy of
Butch,
like
Buck. I mean,
she's. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. It doesn't fucking matter.
But like, he's one of the characters I actually kind of like. But he's getting put into these scenes where it's like, you're like him when Kingpin leaves the hospital room and he goes in and shuts the door on the dead doctor.
Yeah,
that's Buck.
That's Buck.
This other shit, I don't fucking need him in this. That's not the character I need.
No, he's supposed to be less is more, and they keep giving us more and more and more of him.
Yes, and I don't fucking need it.
It's just like, first off, I don't buy that Buck is suddenly friends with baby Gandolfini. I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I do not buy it.
Fucking like
Second, I do not buy this whole stupid relationship with Buck and Heather.
Yeah.
Also, I don't care about this relationship with Buck and Heather.
I don't give a fuck about either of them.
So, like, I don't know why we're spending all this time with Buck and Heather and she's choking him and having flashbacks and all. I don't fucking care, man. Nobody cares. I can't imagine anybody in this world who cares about this. Because this show, I want to reiterate, is mostly made for hardcore Marvel fans, and I don't think anybody, I think you could pull 500 people, and I don't think anybody would be able to name Heather as their favorite character. I think most people wouldn't even know who Heather was if you brought her up to 500 people who had watched the show. If you found 500 Marvel fans who had watched everything Marvel that had come out over the last 200 years, you'd find a bunch of idiots who have memorized every single character in every single show, and they're the only people who will know who Heather is. Yeah. And even they won't care what happens to her. They'll just know who she is. Yeah. This is pointless. This is so garbage, and it takes up so much of our time.
And it's not nearly as bad as the Baby Gandolfini.
The Baby Gandolfini stuff is just like, so the whole thing with Baby Gandolfini, there's like these 2 Buck plot lines going off. So on the one end, you have him and Heather and their continued relationship, which has come back after 2 episodes. I think it should have stayed dead. And then you have Baby Gandolfini, and Buck is telling him, like, oh, you need to feed the person you think is the rat some fake information. And that way you can verify who the rat is. And he's, like, coaching him on how to be part of the mob. And I'm just like, what? But this means we have to hang out with Baby Gandolfini more. But and that just means it's more time with him.
Mother and her pyramid schemes and shit.
And she's into Vitamix or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, oh, good. Oh, great.
But like, the thing that's really pissing me off about the Baby Gandolfini side of it is, okay, so he's the deputy mayor, right?
He's the deputy mayor of communications.
Deputy mayor of communications. In order to have that role, you have to have a modicum of intelligence.
No, because he works for the Kingpin, and the Kingpin just hires people that he likes.
I know, that's the whole Trump thing. But it's like, you need to still have... You have to be able to breathe and walk and chew gum at the same time type of deal. I think you could wake up a coma patient, give him a brief synopsis of the story, and they'd be like, oh, well, fucking BB's obviously the leak.
Yeah.
And this whole thing where they're drawing out him trying to figure out who it is, and is it BB or is it... It's like... And dude, now the only person you've told this shit to is BB, and she's a fucking reporter.
Yeah, a known reporter.
I'm getting so mad with this because they keep dangling, and then at the end...
It's so stupid.
He figures out it's her, but then he's like, oh, well, I gotta save you. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, he figured out it was her without the whole proof that the whole episode was based on. There was this whole concept of you have to feed her false information. So they're going to go, because it's his birthday, they're going to go to his mom's house. And so even though Vanessa just died, I guess you got to go to your mom's house for your birthday on Staten Island. And so he goes to his mom's house, and BB comes with him as a friend. Oh, they're just friends. And so he feeds her this fake story that Fisk isn't running for re-election, and she writes it up, and she's going to send it to a source because it's not right for her, and then she deletes it. And then Daniel still figures out that she's the leak, and I'm just like, so what was the point of all of this? What was the purpose of all of this?
It was pointless.
Why do we go through all of these hoops if we were just going to end here in the first place? Why are we on Staten Island?
Yeah. And then Baby Gandolfini, who is supposedly ride and die with Fisk, finds out that his wannabe girlfriend is the leak, and then still warns her that Buck is Buck is, going to kill her because
I'm trying to warn you for Buck.
And it's like, I don't know where your fucking loyalties lie, because this girl, she's your friend. You never kissed or dated or anything, and it's like, I don't know what's going on with that whole bullshit storyline.
Bullshit. I mean, it's ironically, in a weird way, it's Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and NFL insider Diana Rossini, where they're two people trying to use each other for information and access. In the case of Baby Gandolfini, he wants access to her. Yeah. And in the case of BB, she wants access to the Kingpin via him, and she's willing to put up with his sexual miscreantness in order to get that. And she's just feeding him along. I never for a minute look at this as a legitimate romance in her eyes. And I'm just left being like, this is garbage. Yeah. Like, this is such an enormous waste of my time. Once again, I'm in the middle of a superhero show being like, where are all the fucking superheroes?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are they? I watched this show for crime fighting. Where the fuck is the crime fighting? Oh, but you gave us the most blatant version of the Fisk as Trump with the flag on the mom's house, which is just a Trump flag with Fisk written on it.
Yeah.
Instead of Trump. But it is just a Trump flag, and then they just took out Trump and they put on Fisk. It's the most beyond the pale, transparent, garbage, bullshit writing, and it's just, all of this is so frustrating. And I come back to, I fixed your problem, Marvel. And I get it. You don't know me. My input means nothing to you. But, like, once I realized if this show took place during the snap, that makes the show 10 million times better. Now I can't stop thinking about it. And every time I watch this show, I'm just like, it's not bad. But it's not nearly half as good as it should be. And it's because of bullshit like this. It's because we've introduced a bunch of characters that no one cares about because we don't have the time or budget to have Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio in every scene. And so now we have to have a bunch of other characters around that can take up time in the show, but you don't care about any of them. You don't like any of them. You're not interested in any of them. Oh, great. You brought out Lily Taylor to play the governor of New York, and she's having tense conversations with Matthew Lillard. Oh, great.
That whole storyline.
I don't care. There's a moment where Buck is talking to her Lieutenant AG, and he's like, but like, it's my turn next. Like, she's definitely not going to run. And Buck's like, well, maybe she will run.
So fucking dumb.
And it's just like, what is this? Why are we doing this? Like, we're at Vanessa's wake. Why does any of this matter? Why are we talking about any of this? How is any of this important to what we're doing right now?
It seems like they're trying to make this into a smarter show than it is. Yeah. Like, this is big.
It's supposed to be West Wing with fisticuffs.
I was going to say either West Wing or the House of Cards type of thing. And it's like, in like the Matthew Lillard thing,
pointless.
I hated the interaction with the governor, but then I also hated when he calls Fisk and Fisk doesn't say anything and then just hangs up. I wanted the Kingpin to be the Kingpin and be like, now you know who's run, now you know who's boss, or like something. Yeah. And it's like, to me, that was kind of a missed opportunity. It wasn't a payoff. I know he's in mourning, but it is the Kingpin. And the Kingpin wouldn't just fucking...
All it takes is Fisk picking up and listening to Matthew Lillard for 5 seconds and being like, allow me to relieve you of some of the preconceived notions you have.
Exactly.
I am the one in charge.
Yes.
You work for me.
Perfect.
And that's
quietly, and then just have him hang up the phone and see Lillard's face when that happens. But instead,
I expect you to deliver tomorrow like we agreed. Oh my God. Like, that's all you need. That's the fucking Kingpin. This is not rocket science. I want to reiterate, I'm not some genius.
Yeah.
This is super fucking easy. I feel like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. Do you know how easy this is for me to do?
Yes.
I understand that this is hard for you, but this is so fucking easy for me.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel.
And then the fight at the end. So there's a conversation between Daredevil and Kingpin.
I would say more good than bad on this one.
Well, the reason why I like at first, yes, I'm like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
When the Kingpin starts taking over the fight, the amount of beating he puts on Matt. Mm-hmm. And once again, Matt is just a normal dude who's just a little strong and has a heightened senses.
And reinforced suit of armor.
Yes. Kingpin literally, probably breaks most of the bones in his body.
Yeah.
And the fight should have been over. But then
my thing was when D takes out his sticks, like, I'm just like, you can't fight Kingpin with batons,
But that's
man.
the thing. It's like,
if you need to even the score, that means you're so far behind on the card. Like,
but even when he pulls the sticks out, it's like they were setting that up to be like, oh, okay, now it like the Mandy Patinkin, I am not left-handed, and he switches hand, and it's like, no, the Kingpin threw you into a fucking wall.
Yeah,
he has literally broken you, and then he just stops.
He punches through a brick column.
Yes,
like not into. Through the brick column.
And that's why I agree with you, the good, because that shows, like, that was Kingpin in his powers. But then he pulls back. And it's like, no, he would have gone. Like, he killed the fucking doctor because his wife died and the doctor tried to save her.
Yeah.
Here he has his greatest enemy.
God, I will say.
In his fucking hands.
That doctor was writing his own
that was the dumbest fucking
when
thing.
He was going through and he's like, now she's passed on to the private, quiet darkness we all yearn for. And he's like, you're fucking dead. Yeah. You're so fucking dead.
Give me a hug, you big angry governor. I know you're a villain who's gone to jail. Give me a hug.
Let's hug it out.
Dude, that was the dumbest.
You're so fucking dead.
I was so mad. Like, I was... what's that... I'm happy you're dead. Joker in Batman. Yeah. It's like, I'm happy you're dead, Doctor.
I think that is where the show has to go from here in order to redeem any of these storylines. Is all the characters we dislike need to find unfitting ends at the hands of the Kingpin, specifically. So, Baby Gandolfini finds out that the Kingpin knows that he's the source of all these leaks, and even after begging and pleading for Kingpin to forgive him, he gets just fucking thrown through a wall into the river or something.
Yeah.
And Heather is wearing Vanessa's ring, and Kingpin sees and just tears off her arm and kills her with it. Just all these characters that we've wasted so much time on.
Yeah.
I feel like the only way to redeem the amount of time we've spent with them is to have a gratuitous, almost Quentin Tarantino-esque ending.
Yeah.
Of just like, you hated this character, now watch them die in agony. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, all right, that works in some cases.
Show, though. Like,
it's not going to happen in the show. The show is not built for that.
No.
It doesn't have that kind of mentality, which is why the ending was so interesting. You have this ending where the cops have surrounded City Hall, and Karen, who has a great episode, because she finally goes
until the end. It's like...
She goes to Matt and she says, we're losing because of this mentality. And I know that years and years ago, I told you that murder is wrong and you can't kill the Kingpin. I'm telling you now, I was wrong. And you should have killed the Kingpin years and years ago. And we would have saved all this heartache and problems and pain if you had just killed Kingpin. Foggy would still be alive if you had just killed Kingpin. And it's like, yeah, she's not wrong. Tell me she's not wrong.
And you were so right about this from what you said last week. As Matt is trying to do counterpoint with her, I was getting so mad at him.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are a fucking...
You're
I cannot take this shit.
Well, it got to the point where I wanted to sit down with Matt. I do this thing when I watch, especially superhero shows. I very much put myself in the story, and visually, in my own mind, put myself in the story. And I just want to take Matt aside and be like, but you know that this is the sacrifice that you have to make.
Yeah.
Is you have to do the thing you don't want to do. And it's for the betterment of everybody, and it's the pain and guilt that you will have to burden for the rest of your life, and it's the right thing to do, and you know you have to do it. And that's the sacrifice that you are being asked to make. And if God doesn't want you to do it, then like Abraham, he'll stop you. But I'm telling you right now, the sacrifice you have to make is to do the one thing you don't want to do.
I agree.
Because that's the one thing that you have to do for everyone else. And there's just... I'm so frustrated with Matt because he keeps on hammering on this idea. And after the Netflix series where 2 of the 3 seasons, he's like, I'll kill him. I'll just fucking kill him. I'm done. I'm done playing this game. I'm done with all this insanity. I'm just going to fucking kill him. And to go back to first season Matt of just like, no, it's the system and we just have to wait and it'll be fine if we just believe in ourselves. It's like, Matt, you're so fucking wrong.
You're so fucking wrong. And I was unhappy with, so that scene at the end in front of the city hall where there's the group of people, which they really were kind of making that like the Joker crowd at the end of Joker.
It wasn't even that big a crowd.
No, it wasn't. But like they all have the Daredevil masks
that sucked.
Instead of the Joker face. But like it's like, okay, you're really...
That sucked.
But what Karen and them were doing when they put the video up on the wall and inciting them even more, it's like you're going to get them all killed because ICE don't give a fuck because they've been given a green light to take care of shit.
Yeah.
And they're just going to fucking kill them all. And I don't know why Karen and them didn't think that.
Well, and what is this going to do? The people who are already protesting are already on your side.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting this out there isn't going to increase their ability to do anything. It's just going to make them madder. It's not going to make the ATVF change their mind and suddenly be like, we're going to be not ICE and be better. You must have a newspaper guy. You send it to a newspaper guy of some kind. I know she says that her source died and what she said never made it on air, and that's part of why she did it, is just to get it out there. But, like, then make 500 copies and send them all over the country.
That's what I was going to say. National news.
Yeah.
If you put it on, like, a CNN, guess what?
Yeah.
There are other superheroes that obviously don't know what's going on in New York that might fucking figure out what's going on in New York.
You think Sam Wilson might have some kind of feeling about what's happening and want to come back after what happened at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Which, who knows when he was at the UN, if that was a year before this, 5 years before this, 5 years after this? You never fucking
Who can fucking say? They did set it up in this episode that I think that Kingpin is no longer going to be mayor by the end of the season. Mm-hmm. I think Lisa, or whatever her name is, the black woman that works with him that decided to be part of the corruption, I think she's going to become mayor, and that's why she's giving the key to the city to Spider-Man in the new Spider-Man movie. It's because I think it's going to be like this 180 where it's like, oh, we love superheroes. Let's give out superhero awards to everybody because we have to distance ourselves from Fisk and all the things that he did. So this is yet another instance of Marvel coming out with a trailer that ruins the thing that they're currently working on.
Yeah.
And you're just being like, okay, but like, that doesn't make any sense for where we are in the timeline, though, right? Why would you even have that in the trailer? That makes no sense given, the everything of what we're dealing with over here. And it just makes us kind of have moments like this where I'm like, well, ultimately, I don't think any of this is going to matter because I think Fisk is going to, by his own volition, decide that without Vanessa, he doesn't care about any of this anymore. And he's just going to walk away. And it's just going to be, okay, more sad Kingpin face. Okay, great. I don't know.
And that's the part that's I'm done with sad Kingpin.
I'm done with sad Kingpin
face. We
face.
need confident, I can do whatever the fuck I want, and I have no attachment to anyone, Kingpin.
This reminds me a lot of the beginning of the first season of Daredevil. Like the natural beginning of the first season of Daredevil. When we are introduced to Kingpin, and he is still up and coming. He's still part of all these mobs. He's still fighting with the Owl and other guys. God, you remember when the Owl was in the Netflix show? Mm-hmm. Oh, the Owl. That Kingpin had the same kind of scared Kingpin face, and it bothered me then. I was like, this is not the face of the Kingpin.
And then he crushed that dude's head.
And then he crushed the guy's head in the car, and you're like, okay, I feel
better
about this. But, like, I'm so tired of sad Kingpin face. I'm so tired of Kingpin being like, but what do I want
it's
what
emo
I want.
Kingpin.
And it's just
fucking
like,
crazy.
I hate this. This sucks, man. And your analogies are trite at best, bad at worst. The whole of it, just like, I don't know what some of this, who is this for? Who is this? Is this supposed to dissuade people that like Trump but don't understand the evil that he actually commits on a day-to-day basis, who are like Baby Gandolfini? Is this supposed to dissuade them from getting involved in any of this? Is this supposed to give them a moment where they're like, hey, I see myself in Baby Gandolfini, and I think he's in a lot of trouble, so maybe I should rethink about how I look at the world, too. It's like, I don't think any of that shit's going to happen.
No.
So I'm just wondering, what's the purpose of all this in my Marvel show? there's moments I love when Ice gets the shit kicked out of them, but your entire show can't be Ice getting the shit kicked out of them. And even then, at the end of this episode, you have the moment where the one guy who got burned and then rejoined Ice is still like, hey, we don't murder our own people. And Powell's like, I fucking hurt, I killed whoever I fucking want, the weapon's hot. Oh, Karen Page, what do you know? And it's like, where's this all going?
Yeah.
You know, where's all this going? There doesn't seem to be any actual payoff for anything. The payoff that we get is very mixed at best. It's very passing. It's here and then immediately gone. And, you know...
And, like, Karen Page has been in hiding for quite a while now.
Yeah.
She still doesn't know to put, like, bobby pins in her wig to keep it
She doesn't know to put on, like, a
head.
fake nose or something.
Wear a fucking hat.
Anything. Put fake gauges on your ears. Like, something to make it so that you look remarkably different, not just a wig that can fall off at any time.
Because she just looks like Deborah Ann Wool in a bad wig.
And, like, I love that White Tiger got to have her full face mask up, but, like, again, that's not enough for me to be like, yeah, this is going to work. It's like, okay, cool. Can I see her do any kind of crime fighting?
Yeah.
No? Are we going to get there? Because I'm starting to have a lot of questions as to whether we're even going to get there. The fight scenes are good when they're good, and they're bad when they're bad. That's not a score you want to have. You want to have a score of, like, you don't care when they're bad because they're so righteously cool that it doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like, it's the end of Avengers. The end of Avengers doesn't make any sense. What's Loki's plan? It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
You go through the entire second half of that movie, it makes no fucking sense. No one cares because the action and the characters are so fun and it's such a roller coaster that you don't care.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while you have Tony shooting Cap Shield and all the fans are like, oh, oh, and like, that's all we want. And you're trying to turn it into this other thing.